Now, as election campaigns intensify, the presidential flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress, General Muhammadu Buhari, is maintaining his stance on ending insecurity in northern Nigeria if elected. General Buhari was speaking during the APC presidential campaign in Owerri, Imo State capital. Our correspondent Loretta Chogo reports.
The APC presidential campaign train continues to move, this time to Owerri, the Imo State capital.
You are our knight in shining armor in the southeastern states, and by God's grace, you, Owerri, will deliver. God bless you.
The governor that operates...
With the flag in his hands, Governor Rochas Okorocha looks to be confident that his second coming as the governor of Imo State is sure in 2015.
I'm here to tell you that 2015, the new name is Factory. Industry. Job. Employment. My people, my paper.
It's not all about the governor. The presidential candidate is presented to the people with the name Pt.2, an Igbo name meaning God's gift.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome General Muhammadu Okechukwu Buhari.
General Buhari tries to prove his new name to the people by reading out his agenda he voted in come February 14.
On security, we made the undertaking that the APC government will make sure that Boko Haram, within a few minutes, will be a thing of the past. We will try and improving employment so that the youth, the able-bodied, can get jobs. The easiest way to do it is power. If there is enough constant power, people will engage in legitimate businesses and look after themselves.
Imo State is said to have about 2 million registered APC members, which the party deeply depends on to make a mark at the polls. Loretta Chogo, Channels Television News.
In the meantime, the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, has appealed to his supporters not to engage in any behavior that would promote division or rancor in the country. General Buhari made the appeal at the inauguration of his presidential campaign council in Abuja, where he also cautioned against the act of insulting other aspirants and political leaders in his name. Our correspondent Linda Akigbe reports.
The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, retired General Muhammadu Buhari, makes his way into his campaign office. But first, he cuts the ceremonial ribbon, officially inaugurating the presidential campaign office and council. The venue is filled to capacity as the leadership of the party and party chieftains and supporters gather to witness the event.
This is the best chance for the opposition. There will not be another chance like this anymore. We can't afford to lose it.
Notwithstanding the joyous occasion, party members held a minute's silence for Nigerians who were killed last week by Boko Haram in Baga, Borno State.
May their souls rest in perfect peace.
The APC presidential candidate condemned acts of violence in the run-up to the elections and asked his supporters not to engage in violent acts capable of overheating an already tense political environment. He also sympathized with the national chairman of the party, Chief John Oyegu, over the attack on his home on Sunday night.
In particular, you must learn to be vigilant, especially just before, during, and immediately after elections, whether these are rigged or not, so that sponsored hoodlums are not made to commit illegalities that are in the end blamed on you. Not only must you not take the law into your hands, no matter the level of provocation, you must be able to expose those planning to do so before they act.
Retired General Buhari's condemnation of violence in the run-up to the general elections is coming on the heels of the attack on the APC office in Rivers State and the burning of a PDP vehicle in Jos at the weekend. Some politicians also condemned these actions.
And we want to appeal to everybody in whatever party. If somebody is sending you out to kill or to maim or to harass somebody, refuse it because it's an ignoble assignment.
As the presidential campaign heats up, some party members are calling for a clean and issue-based campaign devoid of bitterness and rancor ahead of the general elections. Linda Kibi, Channels Television News.
We're staying with violence-free politics. Hundreds of angry youths from the All Progressives Congress have stormed the headquarters of the police command in Rivers State to protest what they term police favoritism in Rivers State politics. And this comes a day after the APC office in Okrika was torched by yet-to-be-identified hoodlums.
This is the aftermath of the explosion that rocked the secretariat of the All Progressives Congress in Okrika on Sunday. During his assessment of the damage done by the blast, governorship candidate of the party in the state, Mr. Pt.2, says is the work of the opposition.
It's unfortunate that some persons in society have decided to choose this path, and all fingers point to the other political party, the People's Democratic Party.
But the APC youths in the state think the police are also complicit and have directed their anger against them as they storm their state headquarters. They say the police are not doing enough to convince them of their non-partisanship.
We are here because we have information, or we have seen our members being beaten, being terrorized, being brutalized in the presence of police.
We are protesting because they are humiliating our people, tearing our banner, fighting us, cutting people's hand, using gun on us, humiliating us. Even when we go for parties, when we go for meetings, they come there, they use all manner of weapons to destabilize us.
But the police are not taking the accusation lying low. The Commissioner of Police tells the protesters that his command remains non-partisan.
We are determined to provide security for everybody in this state. We are determined to provide level playing ground for everybody to exercise his or her own freedom. We are not taking sides, and we provide for all and sundry. And we are determined to maintain that.
Having registered their grievance against the police, the protesters hit the streets, insisting that violence is an ill wind that can spread anywhere. But the leader of the PDP in the state tells Channels Television that the APC should look elsewhere for the cause of their trouble.
Violence does nobody no good at all. We in the PDP, we do not believe in violence, not to take violence as a vengeful step. I will advise them once again to rethink.
As political campaigns get into full swing, these protesters are saying that police must do more to stem the spate of violence brewing across the state. Emmanuel Ere, Channels Television News.
Well, it's political season, and the All Congress governorship candidate in Lagos State, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, appears to be focusing on the needs of people living with disabilities. Mr. Ambode took time out to see them at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Lagos and promised to properly integrate them if elected as governor. Our political correspondent Seun Okimbaloye reports.
They may be physically challenged, but here they won't be bothered even with the weather. They treat everyone to some good entertainment. It is a reunion of sort, and these guys in their numbers are making a statement as they troop out in support of the Lagos APC governorship candidate, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode.
On the 29th of May 2015,
as Mr. Ambode enters into the arena amidst cheers, is a clear statement of his popularity.
our flag bearer.
The groups of these physically challenged people are singing from the same hymn book, and the message of the drumming is loud and clear.
We have our PVC here. Yes. We are all going to use it for the election. For who? For who? Ambode.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has never happened for all of us here. We will go down in the history of this nation in one of the many beautiful chapters of our country.
When the APC governorship candidate steps up to the microphone, he's full of emotions, perhaps because of the kind of support these people are drumming for him, and he assures them of his support if he gets elected.
You are going to take your rightful places in the corridors of government in Lagos State. I'm interested in the physically challenged citizens of Lagos State. They are part of us. We must integrate them into the society in all ramifications.
It may not be your usual campaign, but these people have shown here their resolve and where they will turn at the polls. Seun Okimbaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
Away from politics now, and a fire outbreak at a popular Balogun market in Lagos has destroyed property worth millions of naira. The cause of the outbreak is yet to be ascertained, but firefighters and other emergency response officials worked all day to control the situation. Our correspondent Temple Ashaju reports.
It looks quite busy, but not as usual. It's a fire outbreak at Balogun Market in Lagos Island, a very popular one too, where fabrics, fashion accessories and other items are sold. The fire is said to have started in the wee hour of today.
There was strike at Dinako during December time, so nobody collected their goods. But now, on Saturday, there was almost 5 or 6 containers here. I was asking what was the cause from the people that was there before I came. They were saying somebody set it up. Some people were saying NEPA, they brought light before NEPA spark to one person's shop.
Firefighters, emergency response officials and paramedics arrive at the scene to control the inferno, which partially touched other buildings.
Our fire outbreaks, it has been on the increase now. 9, 7, 15. Yesterday, throughout yesterday, it was 18 till overnight. So that has shown that the season we are, which we could probably describe as a season of fire, we have successfully curtailed the spread of the fire. However, the velocity of the wind and the direction of the wind has been enabling the fire to spread.
Our operation is still ongoing, so it will be very, very impossible for us to quantify, one, the number of affected victims and the totality of what have been lost.
About 10 hours after the inferno presumably started, firefighters and emergency response officials are still on ground trying to put out the fire. As you can see right behind me, some of the buildings have got to be demolished for security reasons.
If you look at the buildings, they have been seriously affected by the fire. There are a lot of cracks around the buildings. So what we are doing is we want to pull down the building and want to control the pulling down of the building. If we allow the building to stay there, to continue to stay there, it will come down on its own. And if that is done, it can affect life.
By noon, the market's leader, Mrs. Folashade Tinubu, had arrived at the scene. She sympathizes with traders and advised them on fire outbreak prevention.
I'll just implore them to calm down. We'll speak with the government what they can do, what sort of assistance they can do, and really we need to talk to ourselves that we have to be very, very careful this time. This is Harmattan season.
Lagos Island is generally compacted with buildings. With several fire outbreaks in the area over the years, perhaps thorough fire preventive awareness should be put in place for occupants of houses here. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, the Securities and Exchange Commission gets an acting Director General as Ms. Aruma Ote exits. That's on Business News. Please join us again.